it's good to look back and see the way you were brought up. Zile vitu zilikusaidia kuwa who you are today. So that of course kuna vitu mbaya na kuna nzuri. So you just choose, and some of these things you can even implement in your parenting.
Beautiful people, how are you? Welcome to another episode of Pour It Out. I am so happy to see you guys here on this channel. Na kabla niendelee, start sharing this content to your friends, your sisters, your loved ones, everyone, and hit that subscribe button. So today I have an amazing lady with you. Nasikia ni-reveal kasura yake kabla sijamaliza introduction. She is so amazing. She's my friend. She is my sister in Christ. I love her so very much. But all those personal things aside, she's an amazing digital creator. I can say the best there is in the country right now. She is a big-time entrepreneur. This lady is just anafanyanga interior design together with her husband. She has a company where they sell clothes, beautiful clothes. Hey, sijui can you start guessing? She is married to one husband. What hints can I give about the husband? Wacha tu tuseme, do I have any hint? I don't think I have a hint. And she has 2 children. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome millywajesus on Pour It Out. Yay!
Oh my goodness. Finally, Ndanu, nilikuwa nagojea. Ningekosa kuwa hapa, ningeacha kwa neighbors.
Nakumbuka uliniuliza, mbona hujai niita Pour It Out?
Yeah, I was just wondering, tell us that story.
You are my beautiful sister. Akina kupenda. Thank you for saying yes to my invite.
Thank you for inviting me.
I am so happy to have you here. Yani, Leo, I am like, ooh, I am interviewing someone I know, someone who is my friend, but at the same time, I'm expecting to know things I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that people don't know about me. Like what people know is just what they see, what I share.
We just know the cute girl who looks like a doll. She loves beautiful things. Kazi ni kujirembesha na kutengeneza makucha.
Na kupendwa.
I forgot. I need to do my introduction again. Today,
why haven't you said that?
I should say it again. Ladies and gentlemen, on the show Pour It Out today, I have the most loved and celebrated wife in East and Central Africa.
We changed to globally.
Nisifanye intro ingine.
Sasa tunafanya vitu global.
International. But you unapendwa ukweli. WaJesus, we love you. The husband is WaJesus and they have 2 beautiful babies.
Yes.
Really.
Finally.
So finally.
Start
by huko ni Pour It Out. Niambia ati huko ndani umetoka Pour It Out.
I know. But
like
honestly, yani, I love what you're doing. The fact that you just give ladies a chance to pour it out, to share their story. And it's very encouraging. And
Thank
to know
you.
for you, you're following the call of God and what God has instructed you to do. So I love you so much. And you really inspire me when it comes to listening to the voice of God.
Wow.
Yeah, because you do some crazy things.
Yeah, like starting a YouTube channel with 0. Like my husband was my first subscriber. It's
wow.
I'm going to subscribe. What did God say? I had to find it. You know? And now my friend, of course, Lynette. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So who is Milly? There's such a powerful story behind this woman. And I want you to karibu.
Asante sana. My official name is Millicent Wamboi Nganga. Birthday change ya jina ya mwisho kwa ID. I'm still Nganga, that is my father's name. But I'm popularly known as millywajesus. And I became millywajesus in 2014.
Amen. Yes. By that, do you mean that's when you gave your life to Christ?
No, that's when I changed my name
to millywajesus.
Yes. I used to call myself some very interesting name.
I want to hear.
Should I say it? No,
Nika zile email address tunaambiwa.
So unajua hiyo time ulikuwa unafungua Facebook. Ulikuwa tu uko green, how understand. Unaambiwa ati what do you want to call yourself, your nickname. I didn't have a nickname. In school I was called Millicent. So I didn't have a nickname. It's either Millie at home and then
Millicent
Shule,
in school.
Millicent. So like when I was opening my Facebook, I was like, what's my nickname?
They asked for a nickname.
Yeah, they used to ask for a nickname. So I just gave myself a nickname, Kajita, Millie Shangash. I don't even know where Sha came from. I know. Like my social media life, ilianza nikijita Millie Shangash. Ni wale watu wanajitanga Millie 315 005. Unachukua tu ile.
Yenye suggestion.
Yes.
Yenye nakuja ndio ati Shangash.
And I don't even know why I call myself Sha. But anyway.
It is well. You are here. God is good. You are now WaJesus. Yes. The kingdom is winning.
Kabisa. Let me tell you about myself. I'm a firstborn in a family of 5. I'm a mother.
Wow.
Of 2.
Yes.
Yeah. 2 very precious children, a girl and a boy.
Yeah.
I'm a wife to an amazing husband. I'm so blessed, to have a family with someone who is my best friend, who's my, he's my priest. He's like such a pillar in my life.
Amen.
And I'm also a business person. Like I've always been an entrepreneur even before I was millywajesus. When I was getting into the social media life and everything, I was doing business. So business for me, it's something I love doing. Like even when I was growing up, I would be like, what do I want to become? I want to become a businesswoman.
You did.
Yeah, I was like, I just want to know. I didn't want those things. I was like, I just want to become a businesswoman.
Interesting.
Yes. I recently started doing interior design. It's a passion that I've started practicing, and we also sell clothes, men's clothes, and very soon we're going to get into kids and women. Like we just want to do a whole range for family. So we want to have a family brand.
Yes. Like if I walk in with my baby and my hubby,
you get everything.
With everything.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And of course, I'm a digital content creator. That one I didn't choose.
Ulijipata tu.
Yeah. There's some biashara, it was intentional. I know. Nilijipata tu by the way. I'll tell you how I found myself there. I was born in Murang'a. Kwanza nilizaliwa kwa nyumba.
Haya.
Kitchen. Ushaona zile mawe 3 za nini? Kando tu hapo. My mom got me when she was very young. She was, I think, 18 years old. And she was actually in her third term, Form 4.
Oh.
Akiniza. When she was about to give birth, ndio alikuwa anafanya exams. So she was at home. And the same time, she's going to school to do her exams. And then labor zilikuja tu kwa nyumba. Nilizaliwa kwa nyumba. But then I was taken to the hospital. I don't know which hospital I was taken to, but in my birth certificate, nilizaliwa Dandora.
Lakini wewe unajua.
Najua kwenye nilizaliwa. I think what happened is like my parents my mom and my dad were not together when I was being born.
She was young.
She was just young and she was, pregnant with child, and my dad was doing his thing. So when I was born, my dad now came to my mom's place and he was like, I want to marry her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a sweet guy.
But they didn't do that exactly because they ran away. My mom's dad didn't accept my mom to get married at that age. Basa wakatoroka wakaenda wakaanza life yao.
Na wewe ukabaki wapi?
Tulienda nyinyi wote? Si wote. So my mom alishi ushago for 3 years. Mpaka class nilikuwa 3 years bado nilikuwa ushago. And then my dad used to work in Nairobi. So nile design, your dad works in Nairobi, your mom lives in the ushago. And then now my dad would come during the weekends. So by then sikuwa najielewa.
Of course.
But by the time nilianza kujijua, they had already all moved to Nairobi. And they started their life in a small room, a single room. Wow. Where they were sharing with another couple. You can imagine 2 couples living in a single room.
I know, I have heard of setups like that. Yeah.
So, because my dad used to have a roommate. And then, my mom, her personality is, she's very aggressive. She's not that kind of person who will just be comfortable to be at home and go. So, she pushed my dad. She was like, come on, you hustle. to hustle sisi wote.
Wow.
So by then my dad was not ready to welcome her in because hakuwa na nyumba yake peke yake. Alikuwa na roommate.
So na vitu Nairobi ni ngumu, yeah.
The three of us, my dad, my mom and me, and then now the other couple. Their couple friends.
Ulikuja kuongezea yani
yes, yes.
Wow,
you can imagine.
Wow.
The reason why I'm telling you this is just to show people where I come from, because so many people think I just happened to be. When I look back, growing up, I remember those days tukishikwa hizo ploti. Kushikwa ploti unaona wazazi wako wakipigania na sijui kwa sink, sijui kuna mdaliacha sink kwa chafu kwa Dandora phase 3. And I started going to school at a public school called Wangu Primary School. So it's a primary school that is usually next to the dump site, the Dandora dump site.
I know the Dandora dump site.
So the primary school is just at the edge, like ndo hii wall. Hii side ukisimama hapo unaona the dump site. So that is the kind of environment I grew up in. My mom started doing business on the side, and my dad has always been a business person. He used to do branding, printing, nini. So maybe I grew up in that primary school. As if I remember myself, when I was in that primary school, I think from class 3, I was a very shy, timid girl who was always bullied. I remember, primary schools, public, sio rahisi.
I grew up in one, Our Lady of Mercy Shaurimoyo. Survival for the fittest.
Goals for us, my friend.
Okay, keep going.
So, nakumbuka tukua primary, break time kulikuwa na watu walikuwa wanakaa kuuza snacks, mabuyu, mkwaju. And then hiyo time kulikuwa tu kuraf. I don't know kama shule ziko hivyo siku hizi. Like you will, as soon as you buy, ukipeana bob yako hivi kuchukua mabuyu, kuna mtu anakama anapita nayo.
Guy.
Did you experience that in school?
Well, in my school, no.
Yes, that's the kind of school I was in. Like mlikuwa mnaibiwa mpaka yani mko hapo ati umeenda kula kama mandazi. Umepakiwa tumandazi hapo ati na food. Mtu anapita na food yako.
Ni njaki.
Yeah, like for him.
Sikutaka kwake.
Imagine.
You know someone, when you're talking like this, mtu akikuangalia hata it's like
I know. It's by the grace of God. It's by the grace of God.
Hey, but those were fun times. Okay, the memories are good. Okay, imagine.
So they were not fun because me when I remember me I was that kid who was afraid. Me I couldn't do such things. So people will take advantage, wanakuja wananibia. Mpaka at some point mwalimu alikuwa anataka anaenda ananibaia tunakaa naye hapo ndio nisichukue. Yeah, so I remember in class 3 I had to, like, in terms of even academics, like I was very behind. Like nikuwa class 3 sikuwa najua kusema jina yangu, sikuwa najua kuhesabu. I didn't know anything. I remember there's a time some of my father's brothers, like my uncles, would come and like, lishikanisha mambo ama bado hujui kuhesabu. Like it was that bad, like the whole family knew who you are. Like nilikuwa naitwa Danda head, imagine, like on my face. I remember even like nilikuwa zile time yenye if someone wants kutoka ushago lazima apitie kwa relative. So my parents walikuwa na welcome watu sana. Because I remember there's an auntie who came and she was so like unajua wangeongea vibaya venye mimi ni mjinga sijui nini. So from a young age I discovered by there I need to stand up for myself. I need to know how to do things for myself. I need to be independent. So in class 3 I told my mom I want to repeat because I can't continue if I don't know how to read.
You made the decision.
Yes.
Like uli analyze.
I was like I can't be number last.
Yeah.
It just hit me how bad it is to be number last, not to be the best at what you do. And I was like, no, I want to repeat. So my parents were like, yeah, you can actually do it. And then when I was repeating, my parents decided they want to change the school because they felt maybe the school was not the right place for me. Yeah. And they took me to a private school for like 1 year. And during that time, oh my God, like my life took a turnaround, like a 360. because they got me a private tutor who would come home and like ananifunza from A, B, C, D.
Now class 3.
Yes, now class 3. From that young age, I knew how to talk to God. Like, me, I kept telling God, please God, I don't want to be number last. I want to be number 1. As a young kid, nakumbuka nikifunzwa A, B, C. Nasema tu, yani, and from that, even my love for education grew. I started, enjoying going to school. I used to hate going to school
because sasa uko tu number last, unajua mambo.
Yeah, so
as in it's just
yeah, so like when my parents moved me from that school, we even moved places from Dandora phase 3 to Dandora phase 1.
Wow.
So in class 3, when you repeat class 4, I was in a private school. I don't remember the name vizuri. And I started, being the best. Of course, tulikuwa tukawa 5. It's a private school, so you don't know if it's the best. Ukweli nasema umetoka kwa class,
but at least you're not number last.
Yes. Nasema umetoka kwa shule iko na watoto 60-70. Unajua our public schools.
Yeah. Kai tulikuwa wengi.
That's why even now, like, I'm very intentional about giving my children the best education. Because I feel like if I went through this, I don't want my children to go through the same.
And your personality could, like, there are people who thrive in such an environment.
Yes.
They will fight their way. They will.
Yeah, me, I don't know how to.
But sasa kama personality yako is not like that, you find that in such a space, if you can't speak for yourself, watu wanaleta homework, wewe hujui hata uanze wapi. Wow.
In class 4, my parents decided to take me to a public school because I think kulikuwa niyo mambo ya school fees. And by then, I had a brother and a sister. I think hakuwa amezaliwa. And when I went to that public school, I became number 1.
Wow.
So sikuwa natoka number 1, number 2.
Number 1.
My life changed.
Wow.
Let me tell you, tangu hiyo time, me, I used to be top 5. Nikifail sasa nikuwa number 5, I would cry. So from my young age, imagine me, all I focused on was education.
Iyo kukuwa number last in the first.
It really affected me. And I think even that ridicule from even family members. Mi kwanza kuna mmoja na mwonanga sijasa. Nilishamsamehea but na mwonanga niko like
growing up, I think we had a bunch of people around us who are also not literate, or maybe they are not sensitive enough to know how to talk to kids. Unapata mtu anaongelesha mtoto kama mtu mzima.
Exactly.
Wewe ni kulia tu uko na mama kama sifanyi stuff. Okay. Wow.
And me nikiendelea grow up, I thank God because my parents walinipeleka church. My mom has always been born again. My dad, not really at first. He wasn't born again and then akaokoka.
Wow.
When I was going to, I think, class 5.
But
by then,
thank God, aliokoka zamani.
Yes, because by then, my mom was now starting to pursue being a teacher. Because unajua alikam, anafanya tu biashara, but babake alikuwa very stern na education and all that. So hata venye hata waliendelea life na my dad, na nimezaliwa, brother yangu amezaliwa, they pushed her to go back to school.
Wow.
Yeah. And my dad is amazing because he's the one who paid for my mom to go back to school.
Guy, I think she's the one who is East African Muslim. In that generation, it was unheard of to hear that a man wants the wife to go back to school. Na ako na watoto wadogo. You've had that thing on wewe tutasomesha ama ni watoto tutasomesha.
My mom alikuwa sasa ndio anapata our third born, because nakumbuka aliacha my third born sister Neto Wangoi akiwa 1 month old.
Wow.
Was it even 1 month? That was kudhani 1 month ilikuwa imefika. My dad was super supportive. Alitikia kubaki na mtoi.
Wow.
Hiyo time ndio sasa ndio ilikuwa sasa inaanza kuingia. Yani you can imagine like him, deciding that I'm going to support you to go back to school and I'll take care of this newborn.
Wow. So your mom now this time ameenda college. Sasa kusomea kwa mwalimu.
Kwa mwalimu.
Wow.
Yes.
That is a beautiful love story right there.
Yeah.
You have experienced love firsthand.
Yeah, I have. And I thank God. So like when my mom went back, alimaliza shule eventually and she got her first job ya gava. Okay, she did a few jobs here and there at private schools.
Yeah.
But of course the goal was to have a government job because it has more benefits and it's no long term. You know, a private school, anything can happen anytime.
Yes.
And unajipata una job. So the first job alipata alipostiwa Kisumu. Yeah. So she had to leave us. So tukabaki sasa tena na my dad. So you can imagine she left us to go to study. She left us to now teach. Wow. So I think alituacha nikuwa around class 5, class 6, 7. And then I don't know if it's luckily, fortunately or unfortunately. The whole time, Mimi, I'm just focusing on education. I just found a love for books.
Number 1.
I want to be the best. I want to associate myself with people who are serious. Like, I learned how to even make such decisions because my dad was there, but he wasn't like, your generation yao, as long as someone is providing, they're doing the most.
Yes.
As long as they're providing food, shelter.
That was the love language.
That was the love language. Because we are more like intentional and more involved as parents. So like I will do school and church. You know, so many people wonder, how comes umetoka Dandora? How comes you get corrupted? Like, you know, how comes...
class 6, 7.
How comes? Like, you didn't end up being a drug abuser. Like, how comes? It's because my foundation was set right. Even me... repeating and going through what I went through, I think it's for God to just help me build that foundation of, being wanting to be an achiever, wanting to be the best. Because if you don't have a goal, if you don't want to become the best, then there's nothing driving you. Whatever is happening around you, you pick up. If teenagers are going to smoke, you also follow them. But if you like, no, this is my goal and this is where I want to be.
It really has got to be God.
Yes.
Because you see the environment around you, everything around you is speaking something different. And you deciding, I'm going to be the best. And this, identifying this is what I don't want.
Yes.
Hiyo ni kitu watoto wengi sana hawezangi kumake. Wow.
And that's why me as a parent, I'm very intentional when it comes to making sure I cultivate values in my children.
Like, I understand why you really looked. I was like, Milly anachoka kutafuta shule ya mtoto. She wants to know this one, what does it offer? This one. And I'm like, it's just a school. Now I understand where you're coming from.
Because I know what just being able to cultivate some values has done for me. For me, like, it doesn't matter where I come from, because I come from Dandora. There are some people when you walipitia Dandora, madam, me, I didn't even know how to speak Sheng. I didn't know how to speak Sheng.
Yes.
Because me, I was in a kababble. And I've always been in that kababble.
But education and church. School. Oh, wow.
So
your mom goes to Kisumu.
So it's just me, my dad, and nanny. So me by then nimelelewa na wasichana wa kazi. But my mom would always call when she closes school. She would come. But it got to a point I felt like I was just missing that mother figure in my life. And guess what? There's a day when I was in class 7. I just said, no, I miss mom. I want to go see her. Wow. And I called my dad. Dad, I want to go see mom. I don't think he thought I was serious. Akaniuliza uko sure? Nikamwambia yes, I want to go and see mom. So nikaenda nikapanda gari mpaka town bus station. Nikaulizia gari za Kisumu. Nilipanda na nikaenda mpaka Kisumu.
What?
Actually, I remember we were almost closing. That last week after memaliza exam, hakuna kitu mnafanya. Yes, that is what was happening.
Shule za kanjua kuna
hakuna kitu tunafanya. Tuko tu mnaenda story down. Imagine I went
Kisumu Express. Gayata ujaienda.
I called my mom atakuwa nami. Nikamwambia yes, sijui niko hapa. I think your stage ilikuwa longo or something. Nilimwambia niko kwa stage nikujie.
Akina Joy alikimbia.
She came and she was very surprised. Like, how did you make it here? Imagine.
Like, Kisumu si kama mwingi.
Nakumbuka hata nikiwa hapo.
What?
Nilikuwa na njaa. Nilibaiwa hata na niba. Mwenye alikuwa amekaa next to me alinibaia snack.
Hakule huyu mtoto anaenda wapi? Na sio Mjaluo, clearly the complexion.
And when people say I'm close with my mom, it's because I didn't get that chance to grow up with her.
Like every day.
Yeah, every day. So for me, like right now, I feel like, I want to connect more with her.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, I went, we came back, and then luckily or unluckily, post-elections happened. And my mom was in Kisumu and she's a Kikuyu.
So she had to leave.
Oh,
and everything worked out for you.
I know.
Yeah.
So she was transferred to a school in Nairobi.
Wow.
So finally now I can grow up with my mom, and my dad, and my siblings.
Wow. This time now you are in high school?
No, it was actually that year, the same year I went in class 7.
Okay, God had your prayer. The determination. I can't even. I never used to go to town. I couldn't imagine myself getting into a mat. Na venye shauri moyo ni karibu na town. Singe imagine ati natoka shauri moyo niende town umeenda Kisumu.
Wacha nikwambie, I used to walk from Dandora all the way to Buru. I don't know if unajua Buru.
Najua.
From Dandora Molem, like almost, let's say 6 kilometers every day. Kutembea kwenda shule na kurudi. Because the most my parents could afford is give me 20 bob. 20 bob kuna lunch na unafaa kupanda mat.
Lunch around that time ilikuwa 20 bob.
Ilikuwa 10. Ilikuwa 10 bob, chipo kadogo ka 10. Ilikuwa ndio chipo pasua. 18 bob. Wow. Ilikuwa mbele. Si eti ilikuwa pasua. Mandazi ndani mnaeka chipo.
Oh, then your story umemaliza.
Yes, story umemaliza. And then 5 ya kwenda, 5 ya kurudi. So ulikuwa nataka ku have break time ku buy snack.
Yes.
So you choose to walk all the way to school.
Business decision.
Yes.
Wait, so that being a child is so foolish. Unatembea njia yote ndio kule break.
Yes, ndio break time at least uweze kubuy snack. Buy crips ya 5 bob.
Hiyo ni literally FOMO. Utaki kumiss out watu wakikula. Because when you look at it, it's not going to give you strength to go back home in the evening.
I know.
Oh,
yeah.
Being a child is...
So, yani nili grow up kwa environment mali pesa haiko. Siwezi sema ati tulikuwa tunalala njaa.
No.
By then, we were 4 because mmoja kwa amezaliwa, our last born. As I would walk to school, I used to pray.
Wow.
Me, I learned how to talk to God from a very young age. Like, from going to church, Sunday school, I would participate. Like, I learned that God is my father. Whatever I want, namwambia. So maybe shule nimeshindwa na kitu. I would just, as we are walking, please God, nisaidie tu nishike hiyo. So I learned how to talk to God.
Mpaka unamwambia, bajeti shida za watoto bedheni. Sini hizo tu, sijashika ima.
Nataka anishu. Let's say it's a shoe
my
for 100
dress has become small,
yes.
My bag.
But do you know, I never used to go to my parents to really ask for things. I would ask God and then God would provide.
Wow.
Through them. So I knew like God is my father from a very, very young age.
Wow.
And for me, it was always so intimate. It's just me and God. By the time I was going to high school, like Mimi, I had I can say a very personal relationship with God. Though bado nilikuwa na struggle na what other teens struggle with. Tanye una hiyo FOMO, utaki kumiss out on some stuff.
Yes.
But back in my head,
nilikuwa najua. Na watoto buruburu walikuwa wanajua vitu mingi.
Sana.
And then they are exposed. Buru was a bit
but
like...
let me tell you, misa nilikuwa na feel, nataka kufika Buru. Nataka one day, hata my dream ilikuwa tiniishi Buru.
Because unaishi Dandora.
Tunaishi Dandora kwa nyumba haijaisha. My parents walibai shamba. Malisewa naishingi. Actually the first place si uko, it was a different place. Walibai shamba, wakajenga tu structure, wakeka tu dirisha na milango.
Yes.
Hakuna plaster, hakuna floor. So basically tuliishi kwa that house for like 3 years.
Wakirikawa ile pesa yote wametumia kwa hiyo shamba.
So mimi nilikuwa naona wasi wanaishi Buru, wanaishi poa. Yani nyumba yenu iko na plaster.
Na two stairs.
Kwanza upstairs.
Upstairs.
Na ceiling, kwa sababu ulikuwa level unaona mambao.
Kigai.
Anyway, so at this point my mom has come back and I'm almost doing my KCSE. So because she's a teacher, she was very
KCP now,
KCP, yeah. Because then mwalimu, she was very instrumental in making me even perform well. Revision and all that. Mimi nilikuwa naamka 4.
Yeah.
Hata saa zingine 3. Mimi nilikuwa najua education ndio itaniomoa.
By the way, you know, me nikiwa primary Milly. One thing I know up to date, my grandmother always tells the other kids, huyu msichana alikuwa anasoma. Hakuwa anapushiwa na Miss J ambaye na mtu atikasome, atikafanye homework. I would nilikuwa najua usiposoma hakuna. And right now I'm very strong-willed by the way when it comes to education. I don't believe those things that you don't need education. You need education.
You need education.
You really
do.
Aki niko naamka mapema. I'm happy to.
Mimi kwa naamka 3.
Aki niko naamka asubuhi. Unaenda shule na tu bag tu mzito unainama hivi.
Hizo bags zilikuwa mzito.
Mimi ndio kwenda tufanyikia uko hivi.
Unajua you're in a public school amwezi acha vitabu shule zikaibiwa. So you have to carry everything. Yes. That is what was happening.
I'm imagining venye KCP ilifika ulikuwa tu maji miguu kwa maji kusoma.
Nili perform poa.
Unataka kusema ilipata grade gani?
Not really, but she was above 400.
Not really.
Some people.
But above 400. Hey, that is a good grade.
Thank you. Najua nimetoka ghetto, wazazi wangu wana struggle. But finally I got to go to a good school.
Yeah.
And, you know, that school really shaped who I am today. Like, it changed my perspective about life.
Yes.
I never used to think I deserve the best. Like, is this the most expensive? Is this the best? Because I know there's more to life. I came to discover there's more to life than just that balloon of me just being there, Dandora, struggling with my parents, trying to just be the best and achieve. By then, the school was a provincial school.
Yeah.
So everyone alikuwa almost hakuna mtu ana struggle. Unajua when it's a national school, you're many different
counties. Watu wametoka Maralal, wengine sijui Turkana. Huko tu nyinyi wote ni tusichana tu Nairobi. Kai ukapatana na warembo. Watu wajatoka kwa mashida.
By the way.
Like it's just and all of you are now treated the same.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. When niliingia high school, of course, I also still had to focus with education because sijafika. And
it was a very clear reminder.
Yes.
Clearly.
Yes.
My village is not their village.
Yeah.
Bichi na mbivu. Hapa kuna confuse. The amount of snacks you bring to school on opening day will remind you to read.
Mimi nakumbuka my mom was usually very stressed because ikifika hiyo time because anasema kai mimi sina pesa ya snack tutafanya nini? Unajua sitaki kuona watu wamebeba paper bags na unaingia bila.
Zile za yellow.
So na buy my wow. Zinajai.
I love that. I love your story. Akimenikumbusha kitabu.
I know. Me, I've never talked much about it.
Wow.
But now that I'm talking about it, nakumbuka God amekuwa na mimi. God has always been there.
Yeah.
I remember nikuwa high school. Of course, the first thing you're told is join CU. But I was still that timid and, you know, I'm still not shy girl. I'm like, ndajoin CU but ndakuwa kwa background. Sitaki watu wanijue, sitaki kuonekana. And actually that was me the whole of high school. Even right now when people see me, they're like, like they don't understand. They're like, bado nule dem. Kwanza ni Millicent. Kwanza kuna mtu chini ndenga ni Millicent. WaJesus. Like, yeah, it's me.
Like you used to be, ulikuwa hata unachekanga wenye sasa unachekanga unachekea.
Yes, I used to.
Nakumbuka tuchekeanga.
Nilianza kucheka nikiwa primary school. I really used to have a very fun desk mate. Tulikuwa tunacheka.
Kicheko ndio.
Tunacheka ujinga yani mwalimu tu ameingia sio amesahau kitu. That's when I learned how to laugh out loud without caring.
Gosh.
So in high school nilikuwa nacheka but bebe venye nilienda high school kucheka ilipungua because now
walikuwa serious
na sio cool.
Akina kuna shika ponytail hapa nyuma. Like wasichana wako polish.
Nywele nani ni refu.
My God.
Sikuijipata kwa hiyo nini kwa group ya wasi fulani. I always wanted to work with the people who are passive.
Yes.
Watu wenyewe wako serious. Tulikuwa tunaitwa bookworms. Tulikuwa mabookworms.
Hapo sasa hata I can't relate. Mimi nakumbuka tu mwalimu akisema wewe wacha kurusha miguu kama kunguru. Sasa hiyo niko drama, niko music festival, niko CU, niko Catholic Union.
Unajua shule yetu, by the I really wanted to join drama. But shule yetu haikuwa active. Watu wako wanaitishwa kwenda huko nje.
Walikuwa wanajua kenye so okay, I'm not nothing against drama, but they knew the craziness that comes with the drama club.
Yes, apparently like kulikuwa na that craziness. Shule yetu ilikuwa na try to control sana. So
they did well.
What I nilijoin hockey as a sport. Because me, I don't like doing the same thing over and over again. I get bored.
Now we'll WaJesus hockey Dandora, so an opportunity has presented itself.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I became a hockey player. At some point I was a striker, and then I became a goalkeeper. I was actually the best during my time.
Wow.
Like when people would hear Pangani girls wanna come na hockey, they will, hey, na wewe goalkeeper, wow.
Goalkeeper, wow.
Hey, na mimi wacha nikwambie sasa hivi siwezi simama. Jaribu kushika kwa ball. I cannot. Nilikuwa najitupa.
Guy, hata kuimagine.
Yeah, I was actually very good. And I remember hata when nilimaliza high school nilikuwa natafuta scholarship ya hockey. I was passionate nini.
Uendeleshe sasa hiyo.
But let me tell you something. Like God tu akiwa ameku set for a certain path. Imagine hakuna mahali unaweza enda hata ujaribu kufanya nini. Because mimi sawa nilifanya high school, nikapass vizuri, na nikatoka as a silent girl with like a small group of machopi, my friends. Like me, I've always been around, you know, small groups.
Yes.
Ni utanipata ati niko hapo ndio mimi na shout. I passed, yes. But I was called for a course that I didn't even know. Mimi nilito to agribusiness. Guess why I chose agribusiness? It's because it has the business aspect. And someone told me, hey, agriculture is the next big thing, Nini. So I lacked mentorship at that point.
Oh, so wewe ukajua sasa ni agriculture and it's a business around agriculture. Oi, na ni wewe ulichagua na mkono yako. Benye tu tuliambiwa.
Nilikuwa nimechagua the number 1. Nilikuwa nimechagua the number 1 nilikuwa nimechagua ilikuwa inaitwa something finance. I don't remember. But I got 93 points and it needed to be 94.
Oh.
So singechukuliwa na gava. My parents were like hatuna pesa kulipia.
Akijilia point moja.
Juu ya point moja. That broke me down, and to some point it just made me not be enthusiastic about education.
Ukawacha tu.
Imagine.
And then you didn't know that you could do a BCom course or something.
Yes. I actually didn't know that until I was in second year.
Because your grade could have allowed you to still do any other general business-related course.
Yeah. So anyway, nikaingia kole. Sasa kole for me was a different experience. When I was in high school, bado nilikuwa primary. Like I was just me and my God and my books. But now in college, you have to plan your time. You have to decide when to hakuna mtu anakuamsha kwenda shule. You have to go to school. You can decide not to go to school and just utembe. Sasa me that freedom.
Usiniambie ulikuwa sasa crazy.
Mimi nilikuwa crazy baby. Hey. Sasa alafu ati nafanya agribusiness. Niko like, what is this? I don't even get it. Let me be busy with even business. So mimi nikaanza hata kufanya mabiashara.
Uko kwa shule?
Nauzia watu manguo. So for me nilikuwa tunafikiria tu sasa nasoma ya nini? Imagine
ulikuwa unataka tu kufanya biashara. It was in you.
Yes.
It's naturally inside. So what are you selling? Like normal clothes?
I used to sell hoodies. I used to sell nguo za mtush. Me hata before niende kole, I did some few to biashara. Nilikuwa nauza viatu, hawking. Ile unaita 500 customer, 500
serious.
But you know, Jua, mimi nimegrow up kwa familia kubwa, 5 kids. My parents, not only the 5 siblings. My parents always hosted people kwetu. So tulikuwa na watu wengine extra.
Kila mtu sasa lazima ajihasulie. Like unaenda Gikomba, unachukua viatu, unahukia watu.
Hizo nilikuwa employed. So nilikuwa napewa punch every day. 500 per day. That was a big deal.
Ni za mtu, so unaenda kumukia.
So anatuambia, nimekupatia tulikuwa tunaenda wasichana kwa 5. Wanaona Nakwambia wewe enda uhok na 500 whatever you sell, if you don't, but if ukifikisha a certain number of shoes I'll give you more.
Uko hapo customer 500 I can't imagine you hawking shoes. Uko na hokia sasa wapi hizi viatu?
Nini BS bus station.
This time umemaliza high school.
Even every smokies.
It gets better. Let me tell you, Millie, every part of this story is very beautiful. Many times, and we have a mistake that very many parents do, is when your child has finished high school, you continue spoon feeding them. You're giving them everything. Because Mimi, I don't think I turned out bad, but I really remember hustling so much. So
after high school.
Yes. So when I hear you, because it's a promotion, sijui nini, vitu tu hata unaambiwa, since watu wamemaliza form 4, you're trying to see if you can get an acting gig. I used to act on Lies That Bind and a few other things here and there, unajaribu set book, whatever, all those things. And imagine when I hear you say you used to hope this, of course it's funny because I can't imagine you saying, 500, but it's that you are willing to make ends meet. Si tulalala njaa, but nile apana me need to get my hands busy.
Yeah, even actually being busy because watu wa siku hizi wanataka wamalize shule wakae kwa nyumba.
Akae kwa nyumba au ne Netflix, a chill, alafu aletewe food, alafu utasikia mtu akisema leo kuna sausage. Where are the sausages coming
and
from?
And then wanze kuwa expect wazazi wao wafanyie vitu zenyewe wenyewe wanaweza jifanyia. As a girl you should be able, by the time unamaliza shule unafaa kwa able kujibaya vitu kama pads. Unafaa kwa able
kama mafuta, Vaseline, lip gloss,
a new outfit.
Kama hata kama
get yourself an outfit.
Imagine, I totally agree. And I'm not a parent to a teenager, so I'm not speaking like ati mzazi mwenye akona watoto wakubwa, hata wewe hauna watoto wakubwa. But we were not spoon fed, and if you think we turned out bad, I don't know, if you're an older parent and you're watching and you're like, let me tell you that spoon feeding it doesn't help.
It doesn't.
We were not spoon fed. Mimi nakumbuka umepewa tu pesa ya kuenda shule, college. Ufike shule campus, ukifika hiyo ingine ni ya Mungu. You have fare and the school fees has been paid. That's it. Like, sort out the rest. What you eat,
where you sleep,
you figure it out. Me at least niko narudingi home. I mean, tuko tunaishi karibu na town. Tulitokanga Sharimeo tukaenda Jogoo Road and then later on Komarok. But see, I was still closer to town. So, hiyo kujipanga. Aki unajua tuko nalipa 1500 kwa extra kwa TV. Na hiyo 1500 ujue utamaliza 1k kwa nguo. Tulikuwa tunashoot Muthaiga. So, utoke Muthaiga, urudi ushukie Ngara, umalize hiyo pesa umepewa hiyo siku kibai nguo ya kuvaa kesho. So hiyo nguo kwanza unaiosha usiku, unaiva.
Oh my god.
I imagine.
I remember also at such moments. Unavaa nguo unaiva kesho,
unaiosha usiku. And that thing really helped me, and I believe it has helped you.
Me it has.
I don't know.
Big time.
I really don't know how I would want my child na watoto wako pia, like to see lose hiyo part yenye you are able to provide, but they don't become lazy bones. You know,
there's a friend of mine who was telling me, like, when I was raising my kid, mingo afya nampea ile life mi sikuwa nayo, but I didn't know I was raising a monster. To a point, the kid haizitaka mamake spend more than 2 days kwake. Na sayo hata si ati ameolewa. Asma, no, I need my space.
I need my space.
When are you leaving?
Si ni Jili amelelewa kwa room yake peke yake. Asharingi kitu yote. Life has its pros and cons. Sisi watu tumelelewa huko bali tumelelewa.
Atufunze balance, because you want to give your children the best.
But I wouldn't want them to lose that element that helped us to really be aggressive with life.
And to be independent.
You know, sometimes I feel so bad. Someone would maybe walk in my shop and then they're telling me they're looking for a job for their son who is standing right next to them, or their daughter. And that has happened so many times. I'm like, mbona hajiongelele? Alafu ni mtu mkubwa kona mpaka beard. I'm a big lady, like, kwanza physically, even ni mkubwa ni mama. I'm like, spoon feed to the point that you're now even hunting. Like, I can't talk much, but all I say is it's good to let someone just hustle kidogo.
Yeah. And also
Kidogo
it's, yeah,
sana,
yeah,
kidogo.
yeah. It's good to look back and see the way you were brought up. Zile vitu zilikusaidia kuwa who you are today.
Yeah.
So that of course kuna vitu mbaya na kuna mzuri. So you just choose, and some of these things you can even implement in your parenting.
That's true.
Like for me, I know, like when my kids get to 18, there's some things they won't get. Yes.
Okay.
The most I'll give you is education, food and shelter. Please don't come to tell me I do money for hair.
And my driver is not on time.
No.
Guy, by the kuna vitu nasikianga watoto wakicomplain. I'm like, what?
No.
Did you just say your driver was late?
How comes you don't know how to drive?
Why don't you have a car? I don't know, maybe kuna vitu nasikianga, they just make me cringe. I'm like, I don't want to be a parent like that. But then no offense if that is your parenting style.
Yeah.
Because what happens if this kid can't afford that lifestyle you're giving them?
Or if you're not there.
It's tricky. But this is, we are millennials and we are speaking on our behalf. Kuhustle na kustruggle kidogo ilitusaidia. Kidogo tu.
Kidogo tu.
Kidogo tu. It really, really helped us.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.